If Iron Lung and Dredge had a baby, it would be Crabmeat. Centered around paying back an impossible debt to the state, featuring some eldritch horrors from the deep ocean, the premise and gameplay are simple, but the game loop is addictive. Winching up the crab trap, unsure what terrors we might find in each batch. I love little indie horrors, and I enjoyed my time in Crabmeat quite a lot. I'm about to get into a whole lot more details about this game, but if you're looking for a quick TLDR, here's a little graphic of my opinions. Those of you looking for more in-depth discussion, let's get into it. We are a nameless, faceless individual indebted to the state after overdrawing our account by a few $100. And after failing to pay that amount back within 48 hours, we are imprisoned, injected with a bomb, and instructed to fish up crabs in order to pay back our new generational debt. Literally generational, by the way. If we die before we catch enough crabs to pay it back, our next of kin takes on our crab debt. And we only have a certain amount of time to get it all done. So we better get crabbing. We're the only person on this whole big ship, so we play all roles. Navigator, deckhand, mechanic, we get to do everything. Which is made infinitely more complicated by the barnacle parasites who show up and destroy my equipment. Like, how'd you even do that to the bait cooler? The map will show me prime crabbing locations, so we just gotta sail on over, drop a baited trap, and leave it until it fills up. Sort out the keepable crabs from the unkeepable things, and keep it moving to the next crab spot. Do that until I meet my debt requirement, or optionally fill up the entire tank. Nice and easy. Barring when we get attacked by giant crab creatures of the deep. We'll worry about that one later. Much like the ocean itself, the unknown is the most terrifying part of this game. What is that wriggling thing I see being pulled up on the winch? What am I gonna find in the traps left behind by other prisoners? And furthermore, where are the other prisoners? What's happened to them? What might happen to me? Fighting tooth and nail in a bid for freedom that from the jump doesn't seem obtainable. Because make no mistake, this game is rigged. When I saw a horror game on a boat fishing, my first instinct was to compare it to one of my video game obsessions from a couple years ago, Dredge. And while, yeah, it's kind of like Dredge, I mean, it's on a boat, fishing. In practice, it reminded me a lot of Iron Lung. Forced into a situation with impossible odds and trying my absolute best to make it out. And while it is above the water and not underneath it, visibility on the bridge isn't always the best, and I often found myself sailing purely relying on the map. That is, when it wasn't knocked out by a storm. All that said, there is an aspect to Crabmeat's presentation that makes it stand out. It's point and click. That's right, everything in this game, movement, combat, inventory, steering, only uses the mouse. You could play it one-handed, leaving the other one available for stress ball, or holding a coffee cup, petting a cat. Yeah. Petting a cat. The point and click does make some things more awkward. Like trying to equip something from the inventory can be really annoying. Right click for the inventory, left click to equip, but if you're too fast and click again, you'll just use whatever is in your hand already. You have to drag the shells into the shotgun, and after that there's an additional reload animation. It doesn't really befit the tense combat situations that you find yourself in, especially when you have two crabs attacking you at the same time. I often had to call time out and go to my cabin where they couldn't follow in order to heal up. With lots of practice, I figured out a way I liked to take them on by kiting around the bow, but you'll just have to find a way that you're comfortable handling enemies. Because you will have to definitely handle enemies. I'm not really sure if they're scheduled to attack after a certain number of traps, but I know for sure that there are some predetermined instances where they will leap onto the boat, no matter what you do. Another consequence of this style, it hurt my finger. The game is pretty short, maybe about 2 hours or so, but I'm an achievement hunter and I liked it, so I went right back into it once I finished. Actually, I played 3 times in rapid succession. That's a lot of clicking, so I hurt my hand. Arthritis speedrun, here I come. Arthritis any percent. Arthritis percent? The The navigation controls are good and feel tight, but really the NOS is the only way to get any kind of speed. I'm on a time limit, baby, 30 minutes or less. Hot and fresh guaranteed. I don't have time to be crawling through the ocean. And while I am notoriously talented at driving in games, I often found myself having to do some miraculous shots with the harpoon to winch in my traps.
Kobe!
I'm just grateful that they let me do it. Speaking of the achievements, let's talk about them. It's pretty easy. There are only 10, and while I had a blind playthrough making my total playthroughs 3, it is possible to do it in only 2, so long as you have one run where you completely 100% fill the crab tank, and another where you speedrun as fast as you can, pulling only the minimum amount of crabs. Otherwise, it's pretty simple. Explode the engine with the NOS, find all the keys, try to leave the designated fishing area. I imagine if you do 2 playthroughs, it should take under 5. Now for the real question. Do you escape? I'll let you guys find out. A little bit of a short video for a little bit of a short game, but one that I definitely enjoyed and am happy to recommend to my indie horror pals. Thanks for making it all the way through this video, I appreciate it. As always, thank you to my members, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye!